Hi, I'm continuing from part one. This is part two of my Partisi speech. Another rule that you need to keep in mind is that no more than two pawns can occupy a space. So let's say I take this piece and then my other green piece and we're right here. So let's say I get it's on the start zone and I get three, 1, 2, 3, and then you have a wall now. No more than three. So let's say I have another player that's coming around and it lands in this area. No, that cannot happen. It's another rule that to have. So what this is gonna become is called a blockade. A blockade is a wall where no one can get past unless the player that created the blockade has to get through and whatnot. When rolling doubles, you may roll doubles. So there's always a catch. So when you have to roll doubles. So let's say I roll doubles and I get 8. I get 4 and 4, and then now I have to I move my doubles. Okay, I get another turn. Gratis another turn. So another one I rolled 6. I rolled 3 and 3. So now let's say that I rolled my 3. I moved my 3. Cool. And whatnot. Okay, let's say I get a doubles a third time around. Third time is when you roll doubles 3 times, and that on your third roll, let's say you do get doubles. I got snake eyes. So now I have to take my closest piece that is the closest to my safe zone, or to my my safe path right here. This orange part is my safe path. So I have to take it, and this one right here would be the closest one to my safe path. So I would have to take it all the way back into my start zone. So you have to go about the board. So if my pawn piece was right here, and I was less than 20 spaces away from my safe zone, and I did that 3 doubles, then I would take it all the way back to my start zone basically, and starting all over again. Another point that is a good thing to know is that capturing an opponent's pawn. Okay, there's bonus points in this game. So when you capture an opponent, let's say the red piece eats my green piece. This red piece just got 20 bonus points to move, but you have to move a different player that did not eat the opponent. So let's say we take this red piece and he goes 20. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and whatnot. Moves 20 bonus spaces. So let's say this red did not have an extra piece. This red has to forfeit the 20 spaces. So you have to have that extra piece in order to move in the game. Another, pawns cannot be captured on a home path. So when a pawn is in its home path, so let's say I have this green piece, and then this red piece, comes all the way up here. That can't happen because 1, it's not its home path of color coordination, and then 2, it's basically a home path is it like an entire path of being in a safe zone. So yeah, that's the only reason why it can be eaten and sent back to home to start. With pawns cannot be captured on safe pieces or safe zones. What we would call them is that there's these blue zones on the board. So when using these blue zones, if someone were to, like this red piece, let's say it's right here, and I had to move 3 spaces, and it was right next to my green piece, it cannot be eaten. What they can do is share the space. They are allowed to share the space, so it's always a good thing and whatnot. So they're both safe and you're next to each other, so nothing bad happens. So that's a good plus. When having 2 of the same colored pawns on the same space is a blockade. So like I was telling you, it is a blockade. I was explaining that when a piece cannot go through unless the person that created the blockade takes down the blockade, or when the person has the blockade is forced to take it down because it can block up all the other players and even the player that created the block wall. So sometimes it will be forced to be taken down. Blockades cannot be moved at the same time. So let's say I rolled 7. I rolled a 7 and I want to move both my pieces. No, I can't do that. I'd have to move 1, 1, 2, 3, and then the other one 4, and then if I create another blockade and whatnot, it is allowed to be used and all that good stuff. Another thing is that when reaching home, a player each player has a color coordinated path, like I was saying. Like this one's green, this one's yellow, there's a blue, and then there's red. So each player has its own home path. Like I was saying, it is like a safe path. So, oh, excuse me. And so all of it would, everyone has a particular path. No one can go up it other than that color. Each pawn can be entered by an exact dice roll. So like I was saying, let's say I have one piece left. I have all my pieces at home, and then I roll 3, and I'm only 2 spaces away. I can't move because I don't have that 2. I have that 2 and the 1. So I have to be able to use it entirely in order to move. But you are able to use it on the split roll. Like if I were to have it, 1 home and I have 2 at home, 1 on the safe path and 1 on the playing board. And I were to get, I got a 9. But if I were to change it, let's say back to that 3 and whatnot, that 2 and 3, that 2 and the 1, 2 and the 1 and whatnot, I'd be able to move 1, 2, and then 1 with my other piece. Yes, I would be able to do that with the split rule that it has. For each pawn that moves, there's more bonus points. So for each pawn that you take home, you get 10 bonus points. So let's say I get this one home, and then I have to move this one. So it'd be 10 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's always 10 additional spaces. Like I was saying, if you already move it, you can't move that pawn again. Another thing is that when moving the piece, you have to either forfeit the points when you can't move it.